Maybe a postponed Jonas Brothers concert isn't so bad after all. The Price is Right contestant won the showcase on a Christmas episode after the concert was pushed back due to WNBA playoff games. Sarah Coria, who was a storm tracker on KVIA TV in El Paso, Texas, stumbled her way to the showcase after a Jonas Brothers disaster the day before. The Jonas Brothers were supposed to perform in Phoenix, Arizona on September 28th. However, the concert was rescheduled for the next day due to the WNBA playoff game. Coria had signed up to be on The Price is Right on September 30th, which films in Los Angeles, California, only giving them a few short hours after the concert. We drove all night after the concert, and we kept driving straight into the Price is Right parking lot, she told El Paso Times. I wanted to get there at 5 a.m. to guarantee my spot, but the traffic in LA, it kept pushing it. We got there at 7:15 a.m. She got to the taping with minutes to spare, hoping she would become one of the 200 people picked that day. Coria and her boyfriend were called inside, and they went through the process every contestant does. They tell you, these are the people that are going to pick the contestants, so we want you guys to scream and show how excited you are, react how you would if your name was called, the newscaster told the outlet. Then they interviewed us in front of everyone. I told them about the Jonas Brothers and how I drove all night to be there. I mentioned how I was from El Paso and how I do the weather for KVIA. Her story left an impression on the casting directors, who called her to come on down. They flipped the cue card and I saw my name. I didn't even hear my name. I couldn't think, I couldn't breathe, she said. Coria had to guess the price for luggage and headphone sets during the first item up for bid. She turned to someone in the audience and took their advice, guessing the closest price. She got to come to the stage to hug Drew Carey and play a game for another prize. I remember thinking my loved ones are not going to believe me. I was so excited, everything was just the best experience, she said. During the game Most Expensive, she wound up losing a chance to go on a trip to either Montana, Chicago, or Daytona Beach. She guessed the wrong price and did not win any of the trips, but this was not her last chance to go on one. It was then time for the Showcase Showdown. Coria spun a 95 on the wheel and advanced to the showcase. The game show contestant bid on a 6-night ski trip to Austria, as well as a pair of snow bikes and ski gear. She heard the same man from earlier shout $24,000, but she thought that was a little high, so she went with $22,000. Then I won. I couldn't believe it. I thought, is this really happening? She said. I have no other words for it than shock, Coria said with a laugh. I've never left the country. I don't even have a passport. Although Coria is used to being on television, she told El Paso Times that this experience was totally different. I was more nervous than I've ever been. Maybe in a sense, being on air, it helped me be vulnerable and raw and comfortable with my emotions. Maybe if I wasn't used to the camera and the lights, maybe I would have been more overwhelmed, but I was still so nervous. She took home prizes worth $26,121 and still got to see the Jonas Brothers concert. Her episode aired on December 22, 2025. You can watch it on Paramount+.